The traditional family is an instrument of political control. In The History of Sexuality, Volume 1, the evil post-structuralist philosopher Michele Foucault writes about the conventional or traditional family. You know, a monogamous heterosexual marriage with children, basically. It didn't get normalized and become what every conservative seems to think is an essential part of Western civilization that was dominant throughout human history until the fucking 1830s, man. That was also when it became an indispensable instrument of political control and economic regulation for the subjugation of the urban proletariat. There was a great campaign for the moralization of the lower classes. They were to be looked down upon across our weird, meaning Western education, industrialized, rich, and democratic culture. You know, the good old Enlightenment values culture. The last stage came at the end of the 19th century with the development of the legal and medical control of so called perversions in order to control poor people. This was when the deployment of sexuality as a cultural tool was elaborated by its more complex and intense forms by and for the privileged classes. So moralizing so-called perversions was a way for rich people and particularly tyrannical governments to to control poor people's behavior. This elaborated by and for the privileged classes. This new view of sexuality as a moral and class issue, because like people didn't see it as anyone's business before, spread throughout all of society. But the forms it took and instrument employed were not the same everywhere. The roles of medical and judicial authority were not the same, nor was the way in which medicine and sexuality functioned. But that's enough complexity for today. I'll get into that. I'll continue with Foucault. The traditional family is an instrument of political control.